Missed Ben Higdon against Columbia earlier today. 1 for 4 with a 3-run home run. Also robbed a home run at the wall in left field. It is without a doubt a home field advantage for Southern Miss. 2 wins in 2 days. You figure they need some of that enthusiasm from this partisan crowd.
I'll tell you this, they started to get it especially late in that ball game, that first one today against Columbia. We didn't see it early. They were struggling with guys in scoring position. They started to get those hits late, see if they could carry it into today or into tonight's game against Miami.
Back to Darius. His last start came May 17th against Notre Dame. He gave up 3 earned over 5 innings. This will be his 7th start of the season and 7th consecutive. And we'll see if there isn't some rust after not throwing for so long. And in those starts that he's made, he's allowed home runs in 3 consecutive games. Jake Cook leads off for Southern Miss, and the first pitch is lined to left field. That'll get down for a knock, and Golden Eagles come out swinging.
I feel like we've seen this before by Southern Miss.
That's
a
right.
lot of early swings. Getting up there, they're ready to hit, they're ready to swing, looking for a pitch that they can handle.
It worked to their disadvantage a couple of times in game 1 today against Columbia. In 2 different innings, they had 4 outs recorded on just 4 pitches. And now Joey Urban at the plate. There's been a shuffle to the Southern Miss lineup, and you saw it a moment ago when we put the graphic up. Seth Smith is starting and playing shortstop for Ozzie Pratt, who got hit by a pitch in the previous game. .335 and 7 home runs for Urban, who moves up in the order with the shuffling. He was 0 for 5 in game 1 with 4 strikeouts. And the bunt's pushed to the right side. They get it down, and now a foot race, and they say it didn't get him. It looked like the tag was on the back, but first base umpire Richard Riley got blocked out of the play. And they'll have a crew conversation to discuss it. I think Steve Mattingly, the home plate umpire, had a much better look.
I think you're correct in that assessment. Here's the problem. All of a sudden, Renzo Gonzalez, he's running to go get that ball. Dorian Gonzalez was staying back. Darius is running. Did he hit? Yeah, it looks like he hit him in the back.
Yeah.
Darius right away told him, hey, I got him. I like how the crew's getting together themselves and going over that play.
Well, Riley was screened out of it and couldn't see the tag, but Steve Mattingly certainly could. I'm a little surprised the conversation has gone on this long. By the way, you have replay. You could do crew initiated. There we go.
After by crew, there was a tag, but the fielder did not keep it.
The fielder did not what? They're saying the fielder did not keep the ball? He has the ball in his
He
glove.
had the ball.
He still has the ball in
A piece
his
of
glove.
equipment came flying out. Did they make a mistake and think that was the ball?
There's the tag. The ball is still in his hand. It's showing it. He's holding it.
Oh, they've monkeyed this one.
I don't know.
It's the shin guard.
It's
that
the shin guard that
somebody
came
got
out.
distracted by.
I don't. This is. Where are they saying that the ball was not being held?
He even held it up to show Riley.
Yeah.
Miami is challenging the on first base. The video, the play is under review.
Well, this won't take long.
It shouldn't take long. So they said they confirmed the tag, but then said that the ball was not held onto.
Kind of feel like we're in the NFL territory about what is a catch and what isn't a catch. Surviving the ground and whatnot.
Well, he never even touched the ground like it, so it shouldn't take too long.
Once this is figured out, it'll be Cook at second and a sacrifice. What do you think about the decision to sacrifice in the first inning?
I'm not one to sacrifice from first to second. I don't mind the second to third with no outs. First to second, if you talk about analytics, and that's kind of where the game is at this point, analytics will tell you never to sacrifice, especially with the top of the lineup kind of guys. Now, I understand, too, that Joey Ortman didn't really have the best game in the earlier one where he struck out 4 times, but I feel like there's other things that you can do rather than just kind of giving yourself up. Taking longer than I thought with the replay.
I'd like to know what they saw when they thought that the ball was dropped.
I the same point as you. Maybe he thought that the ball hit the ground and moved. I didn't see anything there, even live.
After review, the call will be overturned. Their challenge.
Now, after all that, I felt like Urban could have avoided that by going to the ground and missed the tag.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Especially in those kind of situations where it's a foot race. Now, it is harder in those types of situations because Urban probably thinks he might be able to beat Darius to first base. But if you just go down there and you slide, he won't be able to get you.
First pitch slowing in to Nick Monastery. Junior's hitting over .333. He's got 21 home runs, including 2 yesterday. In Southern Miss's comeback win to eliminate Alabama, 1-1. Facing the true freshman Tate Darius, who threw 4 no-hitters his senior year, high school in Hamilton, New Jersey. One of those came in the state championship game when he struck out 13 consecutive batters. Was a 2A player in high school and was a projected draft pick. He was scouted by half the major league teams, but pulled out of the draft to come to Miami. 1-2. Breaking ball. Did he go? Nope. 2-2. Did you think he went?
No.
2-2 to Monaster with a runner at second. Missed away. Early opportunity for the Golden Eagles. Fouled straight back. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. .21 long balls on the season for Monaster. Fastball rides high. Monaster had 2 hits in the game earlier today. He takes first with 1 down, and Matthew Russo strides to the plate. Mentioned earlier, Darius has allowed a home run in 3 consecutive games. And this ball's yanked into right field. Cook around third. They're going to wave him home. Peralta's throw comes in on a hop, and Southern Miss strikes first. They're up there to swing.
Oh, they are. And Matthew Russo comes in clutch again. The junior delivers a line drive base hit at 112 miles an hour. Peralta comes up firing, but Jay Cook just too fast coming home.
Both hits on the first pitch of the plate appearance for Southern Miss, and now a breaking ball in for a strike to Dre Barrett. Freshman had a couple of hits, hit another ball really hard in game 1 of the day. Another spinner, nothing in 2. Barrett hanging in.
Yeah, Darius went slider, now threw the fastball up. Kind of looks like he's setting him up to go right back to that slider away. It's a short slider. It's not that typical big slider.
Well, that was closer than it seemed like it was going to be.
Right now against Barrett, too, playing him for Poole. Everybody, you have Dorian Gonzalez on the left side, Ogden on the left side, Cuvée. Renzo Gonzalez playing between first and second.
What impact do you think it could have on Darius that he hasn't thrown in 15 days?
I think it might get him a little bit of time to get into the ballgame, especially a game like this that's very meaningful. Trying to control the adrenaline.
2-2.
It's easier when you get into kind of a rhythm as a pitcher and you know that you're throwing every 5 games. All of a sudden you have that extended time where you haven't thrown. It takes a little bit of time to get back into it.
Two-two pitch. Missed away, full count. Golden Eagles have put the leadoff man on 4 times in 2 games today. All 4 have come around to score. Already 1 walk from the freshman. This will be his 2nd full count. Pulled to the left side of the infield. Cuvée goes to second for one. Gonzalez on to first. Safe. Miami wants to challenge another, according to Dorian Gonzalez, the shortstop. And now an injury with Dre Barrett. After he went through the bag at first.
Yeah, Jay Barrett hits this ball straight down into the ground. Cuvée over to Dorian Gonzalez, who throws it over quickly to Renzo at first. Well, Barrett does beat it there. It's what happens after. He did reach on the stride.
Mine is challenging ruling of out. The slide, the force play slide rule, second. The play is under review.
Oh, force play slide rule at second base. So that will change things. He's safe at first. And at second base, with Matthew Russo going into the bag, you've got to go directly into the bag. The leg is high.
High. That's I think the point that they're looking at. You can't go higher than the knee with that foot. But I don't know. That's what I think they're challenging. That foot being higher than the knee.
If the runner's raised leg makes contact higher than the fielder's knee when in a standing position, then he would be out on a force play slide rule. But he is going directly into the bag, by the way I saw it.
Yeah, and he didn't make contact. So I know that the leg is higher than the knee at that point, but there is no contact and he is sliding straight into second base.
And that is NCAA Rule 8, Section 4, C3, and that's the key. Raised leg making contact higher than the fielder's knee when in a standing position. In addition, if the runner slashes or kicks the fielder with either leg, that didn't happen. Slides toward or contacts the fielder, even if the fielder makes no attempt to throw to complete it.
I'm just confused on why Russo is still at second base.
I am as well. He was called out, but he was walking off the field, and the umpires placed him back at second. So your point about the raised leg is a good one, except there was no contact.
There was no contact.
No force play slide rule. Might charge one challenge and have one remaining.
See, Mattingly said the call is confirmed.
That there was no slide rule.
Correct.
Because there wasn't any contact with that leg being up.
And Miami loses a challenge. They got one remaining. So runners at the corners and 2 down.
And Barrett stays in the game at first.
Yeah, that's good to see. I don't know if he hyperextended, maybe going through the bag.
A little tweak. Yeah, it was hard to see because it didn't look like he lunged at first.
So Ben Higdon, who had a great game in the first game of the day for Southern Miss, robbed a home run and hit one of his own. Fouls one off.
You know what the only thing I can think of, because I've been in the situation where you had to play a doubleheader. Cramping. Not getting enough fluids before the game. All of a sudden you're running. kind of just tightens up on you real quick.
Certainly could be it. Higdon 2 for 11 in this regional, both hits home runs, and he loops one in the right side. That will get another run home. It's a 2-0 Southern Miss lead. One thing we haven't discussed is Southern Miss puts a couple on the board in the first inning as they're starting their closer Colby Allen in this game. And they want to give Allen as much wiggle room as possible. Now Travis Creel, the hitting coach, is going to go chat and have a word with Barrett. He didn't like the way he went into second.
No.
And he's going to exit this game. Here's the biggest challenge. His backup over the course of the season at third has been Seth Smith. But Smith is starting this game at shortstop. So Ty Long will replace Barrett on the base paths. And it will remain to be seen if Long stays in the game at third, or if Ozzie Pratt, who was undergoing concussion protocol after being hit by a pitch in the first game today, will be cleared to enter the game. Looking at the hip.
Yeah, looking at the hip. I thought it was more in that knee area once I saw him walking off, but it's the hip that's
I didn't like that
No,
reaction.
he's in pain.
Here's Tucker Stockman. And they hit him. Well, certainly some rust from Tate Darius, who hadn't thrown in 15 days. A hit batter to go with a walk and a couple of miscues as well. And Southern Miss has loaded the bases here in the opening inning.
You got to remember, too, he hasn't pitched in a long time. He is also a freshman. He has also had some interruptions in this inning with having to go check on replays a couple different times. The start, the stop, the start, the stop, not easy for a starting pitcher.
Les Gutierrez is the Miami pitching coach. He spent 13 years in the Red Sox organization, and here's a strength of his. He was a mental skills coordinator for 5 years for 3 World Series championship teams. That was a quick chat. Head coach J.D. Arteaga made it to the tournament 18 times as a Miami assistant, pitched in Omaha 4 times as a Hurricane starting pitcher. Two down. Southern Miss is just 1 for 9 with the bases loaded this weekend. Arson Pato. Eighth batter of the opening frame for Southern Miss. That one will leave the playing surface and get over towards the bullpen. They have left some ducks in the pond. Oh, 2. Patel watches it miss. And it's ripped to right field. That'll get him running. Long has scored. Higdon following him home. The throw to third is safe. 2-run single for Carson Pato, and the Eagles flexing early.
I've got to go back to that Columbia game. And it was Pato's last at bat. He hit a double. And you can see that all of a sudden he started to relax a little bit more. Has 2 strikes on him, gets a pitch. It's a fastball, rips it to right field. A 2 RBI single. And all of a sudden, Southern Miss has 4 runs in the first.
So here's the 9-hole hitter, Seth Smith. First start in a while for Smith, just his 14th of the year. Normally a third baseman, but he's in the game today after Ozzie Pratt was hit by a pitch in game 1. Pratt has started every game at shortstop the last 2 years. And he sends a shot into right field. The carousel continues to spin. Southern Miss will bat around in the opening frame.
Just staying through the ball. Seth Smith hasn't played in a while. Stays on a changeup, drives it to right field, collects himself a base hit and an RBI.
Second plate appearance for Jake Cook, who started this game with a single on the first pitch that he saw. This is the first start for Smith, by the way, since April 5th, and he's coming through. Now 1-1. Be the 30th pitch of the opening frame for freshman Tate Darius. His first outing in over 2 weeks. One of the reasons Darius hasn't thrown is because Miami, in a single elimination game, showed up at the ACC tournament against the 16 seed and bowed out early. They're the first team to exit. Lost to Cal.
Yep, it was the Cal. Lost that game by 10 in the 10-run rule by the 7th inning. They were down early, decided just to let guys throw.
Another knock. This is the second of the inning for Cook. Pato will score. Smith heads to third. What a start for Southern Miss. They could not have scripted it any better.
Again, just another off-speed pitch. Changeup down in the zone, stays through it, drives it right back up the middle. Southern Miss is feeling it early.
Six runs on 6 hits. Tied the season high already for earned runs allowed by Darius. Up and in to Joey Urban. Urban put down a sacrifice bunt earlier this inning. And if Miami's not careful, this game may be over before the sun sets. Maybe a courtesy strike that time from Steve Mattingly. Got him on the slider, 1-1. Urban's the 10th batter of the opening frame. Laid off it. First 3 games of the weekend, Southern Miss was abysmal with runners in scoring position. 4 for 33. In this first inning, the Golden Eagles are 5 for 6 in that same category. Stroke deep center field. Torres chasing. It is gone, and the party is on in the Hub City. You think they want one more game? And it is danger zone for the freshman, Gabby. Not just this game, but this could be a debilitating outing if you can't wipe it away. He is done without getting a third out and having allowed 9 runs on 7 hits.
Joey Urban comes up clutch, gets a fastball, hits it 109 miles an hour for a 3-run shot.
The new How to Train Your Dragon menu is now at BK. Get it before it disappears. Oh, toothless. Bold, tasty, and dangerously delicious. How to Train Your Dragon. Coming to theaters June 13th.
Your kid's brain with Allegra versus some allergy medications in the math quiz. Some allergy medications can make your kids drowsy.
1, 2, 3.
But Allegra is different.
7 times 51? No biggie.
357.
Ace. Well done.
Allegra is fast, non-drowsy allergy relief with 0% brain interference, so your kids can stay sharp at school. It's a no-brainer.
Nine runs is a season high, and the inning isn't quite over yet. Jake Dorn relieves the freshman, Tate Darius, who allowed 9 2/3 of an inning on 7 hits. And so the little used Dorn, the sophomore from Davie, Florida, 6'4" southpaw, is only making his 10th appearance of the season. 3 appearances in March, 3 in April, and 2 in May.
You got to think, too, J.D. Arteaga's thinking with Jake Dorn how many innings he's going to be able to give you. It's a fastball. He has a cutter, a little slider, a curveball, a changeup. Fastball 86 to 89 miles an hour.
Dorn's last appearance came in a 10-run loss to Notre Dame on May 17th. He faced one batter, allowed a hit, and was taken out of the game. Nick Monaster looks at that one inside, 1-1. Three-run home run from Joey Urban, and this thing is rambunctious early. Monaster drew a walk and scored all the way back in the first inning. What inning are we in now?
First inning.
Oh. It was about 30 minutes ago. We've had 9 runs, 7 hits, a sacrifice bunt, 2 challenges, a hit batter. And we're already on our second pitch of the game before Miami has seen a pitch. A strikeout to close the first inning. All Golden Eagles, 9 runs on 7 hits. Nobody left. They're on their feet as Miami comes to the plate.
If it's summer, Frank's got you covered with these sizzling deals at Fairway. This week, Ruffles are just $3.88. Blue Ribbon Classics bars are only $4.99. Capri Sun or Kool-Aid Jammers are just $2.48. Whole seedless watermelon is only $5 each. Fairway, sizzling savings all summer long.
Barbecue season is back.
Yeah, it is. Hey, it's Ellen.
And this is Sarah Beth.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The Women's College World Series heats up in OKC as softball's elite compete for their ticket to the championship series. The Women's College World Series continues through June 6th on the networks of ESPN.
Yes.
Well, Colby Allen is used to coming into games to close them out. The 5'11" junior from Louisville, Mississippi, is making just his second start of the year. Normally their closer, and he has struck out 75 in 63 innings. Spotted a 9-run advantage, changes the dynamics of this.
I mean, it changes that second one, right? The how long can he go aspect. Because at this point, you're looking at the scoreboard, 9-0. Southern Miss, and you're thinking, well, does he only go maybe 1 inning? Do you go back to the bullpen and get somebody else to throw? I mean, he's a fastball slider pitcher, that fastball anywhere between 91 and 94 miles an hour. But now you have to start thinking about tomorrow a little bit if you're Southern Miss.
Well, Miami has to do the same, so you could maybe play off of what Miami's going to do if the Canes throw off. But for now, they'd like to get some swings in. Jake Ogden will lead things off. Cuvée, real power in the heart of the lineup in the 3-hole, and Gonzalez was all over the place yesterday. A grand slam and a 3-run home run. Both of those coming off after Cuvée was intentionally walked.
Now the one thing, if you are Miami, still a lot of game to be played. Don't have to try to get it all back at 1 inning. But you need to chip away.
The only thing that's working against Southern Miss at this point is that they've had to already replace their third baseman. So Ty Long entered as a pinch runner. He flips to short, and Seth Smith, who's been at third throughout the season, stays in the game at third base. He was supposed to start at short. 1-1 to Ogden. So we'll see how the left side of the infield performs. Colby Allen got to start early this season, midweek against Mississippi State. He worked 4 shutout innings, struck out 5 and walked 1 in a 3-0 game. He has not gone back to back at 8. Well, I take it back. He went back to back March 8th and 9th against UNC Wilmington, and he threw a total of 4 innings going back to back and 46 pitches. I would think you get him for 2, and then you turn it over to the bullpen, and as long as those 2 innings are, you know, keep him in the 20 to 35 pitch range. That'll help. Pop up to left field. Because make no mistake about it, at the same time you're thinking about saving arms, Miami will be doing the same. Chris Ostrander is the head coach for Southern Miss.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Miami, I guarantee you, J.D. Arteaga, Labs Gutierrez, probably talking with one another about, okay, what do we want to do at this point? Now, you know that you do have an offense that can score runs, but getting spotted a 9 spot ahead of you, that's not going to be easy.
That is a steep hill. Max Galvin at the plate, 1-0. Makes his home in Coral Gables now. 300 hitter with 7 home runs. What a weekend he's having. 5 for 10. with 2 home runs and a double. And a fastball just below the knees, 3-0. Grooves one to find a strike. Chop to the right side. Allen can't get to it. They'll let it go foul. Battle of the Carolinas, 8th inning in Conway. East Carolina and Coastal are scoreless in the top of the 8th. Mississippi State is trying to force a Game 7. Bulldogs lead 2-0 in the 7th inning in Tallahassee. That's against FSU. Back-to-back full counts from Allen. Off of his foot. Tennessee and Wake are tied at 6 in the 7th inning. Tennessee in the driver's seat there. And Kentucky, after a big win earlier today to eliminate Clemson, leads against West Virginia 8-7 in the 5th inning. West Virginia owns the advantage. Slider, little flare, 2 down. Two down, Daniel Cuvée. There goes your flight home. Daniel Cuvée is absolutely mashing the ball this weekend. And he sends a line drive foul to right field. His first home run of the weekend was an opposite field laser. 4 for 6, 2 doubles, a home run. First team all ACC performer. Was walked intentionally twice yesterday by Columbia. It did not work.
Yeah, it seems like whenever they're throwing to Daniel Cuvée, he has made pitchers pay. And guess what? Other teams have seen that. And because of that, being extremely careful with him. Talked about always circling a guy in the other team's lineup, saying this guy can't beat you. Daniel Cuvée is that guy that you circle.
Now 3-1. One of the challenges for Colby Allen moving into a starting role versus coming out of the bullpen.
I think it's the getting ready for the ball game. That's the hardest challenge. I think once you get on the mound, there is no difference. You're going.
Pulled down the third base line, backhanded by Smith, and too late to get Cuvée. 2-out single for the Miami Star, and that brings up last night's hero, Dorian Gonzalez Jr.
And Cuvée just hits this ball down the line. Smith gets it. Just doesn't have enough behind the arm to be able to get it over and get Cuvée out.
This will be the 20th pitch of the opening frame for Allen. Up the middle, knocked his glove off. Only needs one, so he'll shuffle it over there. 21 pitch first inning. Would have liked to be a little bit more efficient. No runs, a hit, one left. 9-0 Golden Eagles. Well, not everything's perfect for Chris Ostrander. A couple of injuries that his team is dealing with today and having to start the closer, but it's pretty darn good, especially offensively. 9 runs, 7 hits, 6 singles, a pair of reviews, 35 minutes, and a partridge somewhere out there in a pine tree.
There's definitely a treehouse.
Matthew Russo provided some of the drama. They investigated him for an illegal slide, but constables couldn't make the charge stick, and the first offering is a strike. Russo ripped an RBI single, 112 miles an hour off the bat to right field. That was the second hit of the game for Southern Miss. And he launches this one into the trays. Goodbye. And add to it. Straight to the roost. Some people go souvenir hunting. Sometimes a souvenir finds you. And whoever operates the horn has been standing on it.
Southern Miss, they are not stopping. My goodness, gets a breaking ball. Matthew Russo all over it. So he had one that was 112 miles an hour for a base hit. This one not as hard, only 110. But this one leaves the ballpark.
First opportunity for Ty Long. He entered as a pinch runner after an injury to Dre Barrett. Upstairs to Long. Yeah, I hit it. I saw it and then I hit it. What else do you want to know?
See ball, hit ball.
He got on
over
top
the
of
fence.
it. I got behind it. Long only has 3 at-bats on the season. He is 2 for 3. Most recent at bat came April 19th. Entered as a pinch runner, stayed into DH. Three and 1, freshman from Ripley, Mississippi. By the way, he may be your starting pitcher tomorrow for Southern Miss. In a couple of starts already this year. Into center. This is Michael Torres. Miami's largest comeback this season is 4. Trailed the Gators 4-0, came back to win 13-7 on March 2nd. That number 4 is also equals the largest blown lead for Southern Miss this year. That came against Texas State on April 13th. Led the Bobcats 10-6, lost 11-9. One. Been a busy day for Ben Higdon. Worn the eye black off of his face already. Healthy cut. Here's the 1-2. Been a chaotic weekend. We've already had 4 national seeds eliminated. Pardon me. Number 1 national seeds eliminated in the regionals. Vandy becomes the 4th and the first to fail to reach the regional final. Georgia, Clemson, Vandy, and Oregon are the 4 that have been sent home already. Cuvée, 2 down. Not a great weekend for ticket brokers. The visitors playing in Nashville, Athens, Clemson, and Eugene to try and clinch regional crowns. Tucker Stockman was yesterday's hero for Southern Miss. Hit the game winner, the bottom of the 8th against Alabama.
Seems like today's hero is just that first inning. Everybody.
Two and 0.
I will say Dorn has actually looked pretty good since coming into this ball game. That fastball's exploding out of his hand. Has that good slider working.
I feel like they'd be happy to leave Dorn out there for a handful of innings.
And I think that might be what the thought process is, saying how long you can let Dorn go. See how many innings he can eat up.
His season high is 3 innings. That came in Winston-Salem against Wake. He worked 3 innings in an 8-0 loss. That was a season high 57 pitches. Oop. I'm gonna have to try that again. There's a few, and he hit him. There's a few years missing from Jake Dorn's bio. The last time he appeared prior to this season was 2022. He was a sophomore then at Lake Sumter State and pitched 7 innings according to the Miami site, and that is all that's there. That's 2 years with no stats and only a handful of appearances this season. This is his 10th. Pato chased one up. Had Tommy John surgery in August of 23. And now, with an opportunity to throw here and get some extended work.
I think that's what Miami's looking for in J.D. Arteaga as well.
He was up to 93 before the injury in the Friday starter. Graduated from Lake Sumter State. Ooh, ouch. Give you $1 if you can tell me where Lake Sumter State is.
You keep your dollar. Oh, jeez. I'll tell you what, Southern Miss has been beating themselves up. And it's been early in this game. I don't even have a guess where Lake Sumter is.
Here's the 2-2. Well, it's located across the street from both the Cracker Barrel and an Outback.
Oh, okay,
Is that
yeah.
narrowed down?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Lake Sumter State is near not one lake, but a handful of lakes. Lake Eustis,
Right
Lake
next to
Harris,
Silver Lake, right?
Griffin, and Silver Lake. Lake Dora is there. Lake Denham. Big swing and a miss. Not far from the Villages, right smack dab in the middle of your state, northwest of Orlando. Strikeout of Pato, 10-0.
This Friday, the John Wick franchise keeps fighting. Rated R.
It's a rare thing when someone you've been with for so long finds a way to surprise you. It's like discovering E-Trade's easy-to-use platform now comes with the power of Morgan Stanley.
Mom can speak walrus?
While they munch on Popeye's Crunch, Dante dreams away, missing out on all these new Louisiana flavor-rated wraps. Don't be like Dante.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do. 1, 2, 3. Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
The Women's College World Series heats up in OKC as softball's elite compete for their ticket to the championship series. The Women's College World Series continues through June 6th on the networks of ESPN.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Still hasn't set, and it's a 10-0 Southern Miss lead over Miami. Empty koozie, that's a party foul.
They're having fun, though. He's using it at least as a weapon.
Here's Derek Williams. He was leading Miami in hitting and home runs at the time of his injury a few weeks ago. Got him back and has had a pretty good run.
Again for Miami, just trying to get your swings off, get your good ABs. Don't give away any ABs. You looking at the scoreboard, it's 10-0. The last thing that you want to do is just kind of throw in the towel if you're Miami. Now, if you're Southern Miss, you want to just continue putting that pressure on.
Let me ask you this. 2-2 now to Derek Williams from Colby Allen. There's no action in the Golden Eagle bullpen. You've played, I'm sure, in plenty of games that were decided early.
Yes.
To center field. Here's Cook. What's the secret to keeping your focus simply as a hitter and making sure you put together quality at bat?
You know, it starts to get hard, right? Because you're looking at the scoreboard and you're like, all right, I mean, it's 10-0. Can we come back from a 10-0 lead? The only thing that you could see is that it is early in the ball game. So the mentality of that part as a hitter is going like, hey, guys, let's just kind of chip away and see what happens, right? Maybe if we can get 1 or 2 runs here, 1 or 2 runs there, you can start to make it manageable. And I think that's the thought process that you have to have if you're on that side of the 10-0 part, the 0 of the 10-0 part.
Yeah.
If you're on the side of that 10 part, it's let's just continue to put it on. That way, when we come tomorrow, we just continue to add. Let's keep that momentum on the side. Let's keep the crowd, because this crowd is big. Let's keep them on their feet and keep everything going.
Tucker Stockman might have to change rows in the choir.
Oh, jeez.
So you want to be a catcher?
Nope.
Ripped to right field and hauled in by Pato. It was just a couple of years ago against Missouri State in a game in Fayetteville that Oklahoma State overcame a 12-run deficit to win. That was 2022. If I remember correctly, that was a game where both teams were hitting the ball out of the ballpark and the wind was blowing out in Fayetteville. Spencer Nivens had, I think, 2 home runs and a grand slam in that one for Missouri State. This ballpark can play small, it can play big, but if the wind's not blowing and you're keeping the ball down in the strike zone, it ain't the same.
Yeah, it's going to play big when that wind's not blowing. I mean, you can hit it down the line. You know, in the gap, it will run a little bit, but big part of the field.
Well, this ball hit well off the bat of Tanner Smith, and it's gone off the pole. Solo home run, and Miami chipping away.
And that's where you can hit it. That left center field area, it's about 365. And for Tanner Smith, that's a big home run for him. He's had his struggles so far in this regional. He was 1 for 9 coming into this game with 6 strikeouts. But boy, this was a blast. 85-mile-an-hour slider, stays through it, stays on it.
Doink.
Hits the ball out of the ballpark, doinks it, and gets Miami on the board.
So, Fabio Peralta at the plate. Do you play with any teammates who seem to really compile stats and put good at-bats together when games had been decided?
There was always the few that you would see, and it's like, yeah, everything. Oh, look,
you
I have
to
15.
look down your nose at them. I mean,
no, absolutely
stats
not.
Are stats.
Stats are stats. And listen, sometimes you're going to get homers when it's an 8-0 game, and sometimes you're going to hit them when they're close. But there were some players that, you know, when it was 8 or 9-0, all of a sudden they would come up with that big hit and stay on pitches. It happens.
The look on your face, I'm beginning to think that maybe you were one of them.
I'm not going to say that I'd never hit a home run when it was an 8-0 game.
Danny Hall's career has come to a close. Ole Miss eliminated Georgia Tech with an 11-9 win earlier this afternoon in Oxford. Took Georgia Tech to College World Series his first year at the helm. I think there might be some golf in Danny's future.
I actually asked him about that.
Yeah.
And he said that they're sponsored, I forget who it was, with the shafts, and he got some golf clubs. Said they've been in his garage, never used them, doesn't know when he's going to.
93-mile-an-hour strike 3. Peralta is the first strikeout victim of the game for Colby Allen, but a solo home run from Tanner Smith gets Miami on the board. That's fine. Just send 2 up.
Those are big,
a piece. I'm here for the sizzle.
Those have to be stuffed, right? There's no way that that's just one huge patty with nothing else in it.
What would they be stuffed with?
Cheese, bacon, I mean, whatever you want to put into it. Mostly just cheese and bacon.
I mean, whatever you want, but just cheese and bacon. I don't know if we could, well, I'll speak for myself, yeah. The hospitality here this week has been top-notch. Seth Smith leads off the third for Southern Miss. Even the pillows are comfy. Smith singled and scored in the first inning, part of a 9-run, 7-hit inning for the Golden Eagles. Three 3-0.
You're right. The beds are nice and soft. There's no tossing and turning going on at all.
No. Don't need any more support. Jake Dorn staying motivated. I love pitchers who talk. It is the most entertaining thing, whether it's just self-motivation or getting in the head of the batter. I'm here for every utterance.
I always thought when I was hitting and a pitcher would do that, that they were talking smack to me. And I hated it.
That ever land you in hot water? Do you feel like it was a misunderstanding if you thought that was the case?
Yeah, no, it was my misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I was dumb.
Visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
You have a guy talking to himself, and you're kind of looking like, are you talking to me? Like, you're looking back at the catcher. Is he talking to me? And then finally the catcher will be like, dude, he's just talking to himself. I'm like, oh, okay.
So it never got you in hot water?
No. I wasn't the tough guy.
Here's Jake Cook. He went 2 for 2 in the first inning. 2 runs scored. Go back to first game today. Southern Miss beat Columbia 8-1. They scored a couple of runs in the 9th inning, but they also had 3 straight batters show bunt in the 9th inning, what was in a 5-run lead. And perfect. Oh my gosh, it was handled in fair territory. Then the throw hit the runner. Renzo Gonzalez rushed everything, and Southern Miss gets a bunt single from Jake Cook, his 3rd hit of the game. You played that position a long time. What's the right way to play it?
The right way to play this one is actually to kind of let that ball come to you. If you're going to attack it the way that he attacked it there, you're looking to get a double play. You're not looking to just get that one out. There's a lot of English on this ball. You could see that ball actually turning into foul territory. Renzo Gonzalez actually tries to barehand that ball. You got to play that ball a little bit back. If it's one out, it's one out.
Here's Joey Urban, and he puts a bunt down the 3rd baseline, but that one goes foul. Ruled a base hit. Gonzalez had a play a couple of nights ago that kept the game close on a ball that came off of his glove. This game, this weekend, really, to this point, is a microcosm of Miami's streaky season.
When Miami is winning, it's the pitching. And that's what it's always been. When they were hot, the pitching was what was winning the game for them. J.D. Arteaga also talked to us about, too, falling behind. And when the team falls behind, it seems like all of a sudden the hitters change how they're going up there and how they're attacking the pitcher. It's a lot more free swinging. It's a lot more trying to hit home runs. When they have the lead, all of a sudden their game plan is what the coaching staff is telling them what to do.
Urban homered in the second inning to put an exclamation point on that 9-run frame. Entering this tournament, Miami had lost 6 of its last 7, including the aforementioned run rule loss to the Cal Bears in Durham. We have one super regional participant. The Coastal Carolina Chanticleers will advance the next weekend. They take on the winner of the Auburn Regional. And Auburn is in the driver's seat there coming into tonight's action. Pulled foul. Auburn and NC State in action right now at Plainsman Park. No score in the second.
See that Texas score? I believe they're down 2-0.
Down 2-0 through 2 to the Roadrunners of UTSA. That would eliminate the #2 national seed. #1 team in the country for a good chunk of the season, according to all the polls. 2-2 pitch outside. For the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Bases loaded again. They'll scramble the bullpen into action. Oregon State is 6 outs away from 9 outs, I suppose, away from forcing a Game 7. The Beavers lead St. Mary's 14-2 in the 7th inning in Corvallis. Biggest turnaround for Southern Miss coming into tonight through tonight's game as opposed to the weekend has been hitting with runners in scoring position. Here's Nick Monastery.
You started to see it late in that first game against Columbia. Started to all of a sudden get some hits with guys in scoring position. I think that does take a lot of pressure off the guys, because that's something that you know as a player. You know the numbers. It's not just a coaching staff that knows that number. You as a team will know it.
Infield in now. Little dribbler. Gonzalez coming home with it. They get the force at the plate. Bases remain loaded.
Well, Russo came up in his last AB facing Jake Dorn. And the ball left the building. He has hit the ball extremely hard today. 112 miles an hour off the bat, 110 miles an hour off the bat.
Russo started this regional 1 for 9. Since then, 3 for his last 3. Single, double, homer, 2 ribbies. It's kind of like your comeback, Gabby Sanchez. You had never had a shake from Eds, and then you had 2 in one day.
And they were delicious. Both of them were.
It's a lob wedge to the right side. Renzo Gonzalez takes care of it. 2 down. when the owner personally delivers them to the ballpark, you know you're doing something right. That's customer service.
It's very good customer service. No, I don't need another one.
Understand. But if you wish for a winning lottery ticket,
that I would
be in good shape.
Yeah, maybe the burger. Those would look delicious.
The burger from the Roost?
Yes.
Wherever those are being grilled?
Wherever those are.
Ground ball, Cuvée. And that will finish the Southern Miss third. Held scoreless for the first time despite loading the bases. Winner, this one gets the winner of the Nashville Regional, and that is Upset City. Vandy was the #1 national seed. And the Commodores have ended their season thanks to the pitching from Wright State. So it's the Cardinals and Wright State in that regional final. Should Southern Miss win, they'd have to win tonight and tomorrow. The Golden Eagles would host. But the door is still open to having a super regional at Mark Life Field. These are the only #1 national seeds. These are the national seeds that lose in the regionals. Vandy is the only one not to make it to the regional final. It was a 500 start to SEC play for Tim Corbin's squad. They were 7-7 just before the midway mark. Then they went on a tear. But they couldn't figure out Wright State pitching this weekend. Here's Michael Torres at the plate, 1-0. Pardon me, 1-2. 10-1, Southern Miss with the lead. First plate appearance for Torres. Meanwhile, there are 5 different Golden Eagles who have already been to the plate 3 times. Stockman wanted to send it around the horn. Got canceled.
Yeah, that one was in there.
Goes back to it and gets a wave. Back-to-back Ks for Colby Allen. I think it's obvious now what the Southern Miss plan is for Colby Allen. Uninfluenced by the 9-run first inning.
Let him go.
Let the dog eat.
Yeah, let him go, and then you're going to empty out everything you have tomorrow. Now, I don't know how far he's going to be able to go already at 44 pitches.
Correct. He's hasn't been a long game guy pitching in the back end of the bullpen.
And he has gone, what, 63, 74. He has gone 74 pitches. That was early on in the season.
Poor Tucker Stockman.
Yes. Tools of ignorance.
Who's the GM of the Lakers?
I should know this, or
Mitch Kupchak. And inside, 2-1.
I will never forget it now.
It's an old joke. Best played with your buddies in a night out. 3-1 now.
I always thought it was with the capital of Thailand.
That could work too. I'm not going to hang out with you. 3-2. So this will take him to the 50 pitch mark. He hasn't been there since April 19th. It was a midweek against Georgia State. Reached for and pulled foul. Ogden, a junior from Homestead, Florida, started his playing career at Barry University. Then went to UNC Greensboro. Tips another one foul. Said he wasn't much of a hitter in high school before he finally decided to bulk up and put some weight on. Now just shy of 200. Was always a max effort player, but felt like he was overlooked coming out of high school. Ground ball to the left side, cut off by Seth Smith. Nice play. Two down.
A really nice play by Seth Smith, cutting across, throwing on the run, throwing a strike over to Russo.
Duke will advance to its fourth Super Regional since 2018 as the Blue Devils finished off Oklahoma State just moments ago. Congratulations to Chris Pollard and his program. Pulled to the right side, foul. Max Galvin 0 for 1. Popped up to short in the first inning. Feel like this might be the last inning for Colby Allen?
I do, just because of the pitch count. I don't think you want to push him too much. He's already pitched in this regional. He's at 55 right now. That's 56. I mean, I don't know how they'll work, and maybe that's something that we can talk to Chris Ostrander about.
To the right side from the grass. Monastery handles it. Well, I have a chance to ask Chris Ostrander about it. We're 3 innings in, and his team leads 10-1.
This Friday, the greatest action franchise reloads. Rated R.
While they munch on Popeye's Crunch, Dante dreams away, missing out on all these new Louisiana flavor-rated wraps. Don't be like Dante.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Let's get our man back in the game. We got the ice, and we got the hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, you're so back.
Tom Hart with Gabby Sanchez, happy to be joined by Southern Miss head coach Chris Ostrander. 10-1 lead as we head to the 4th inning. What's the game plan now from a pitching perspective after Colby got the start and gave you 3 good innings?
Well, we're still going to have to piece this thing together, and you know, it's not about trying to save leverage guys or anything. Trying to win this game before it's, you know, a winner take all tomorrow. So this is a good offense that you never, you know, the lead's never too big. So not going to get too comfortable.
What are you telling your offense? I know that, you know, as a player, it's 10-1, thinking, okay, you know, we probably got this. What are you trying to tell them?
Stay hungry. You know, there's a lot of innings left to cover here. Like I said, that's a good offense, and anything can happen. So, you know, we just got to keep trying to add when we get the opportunities. We missed out on one last inning, so, you know, just need to capitalize when we get the opportunities.
Chris, thank you for the time.
All right, thank you all.
Longtime pitching coach here at Southern Miss. And with a 9-run lead in the 4th inning, he wasn't willing to give anything up, that's for sure.
He's not messing around.
Nope. Chris was pitching coach on Scott Berry's staff. Good to see Coach Berry at the ballpark the last few days. 5 NCAA tournament trips over 6 years as an assistant. And he was the assistant coach of the year in CUSA back-to-back years. Ball and a strike now to Ben Higdon. There he is. Do you think he's still dialed in?
Oh, absolutely.
The 1-1 has popped out of play.
He's got the intense look in his eyes looking at this game still.
One of his former players is coaching that Little Rock team that's playing in Baton Rouge. They love their baseball around here. There's no doubt about it. Not just baseball, they're pretty good at the other stuff too. Higdon gets hit by a pitch. Did you see the framed Jimmy Buffett signed jersey in the hallway?
No, but now I'm going to have to go look at it. Is it down that hallway that you went?
It's literally right out the door. You see it every time you walk out the door.
I don't see it.
You don't see it. 4th time hosting a regional here at the Pete, and the 9th consecutive NCAA appearance. Yeah, Buffett was a student here.
Oh, that one's right there.
The blue one?
The blue one?
Yeah.
Oh, I do see it.
3rd hit batter this game. He did not stick around long enough to get a degree. I think he had other things on his mind. I heard he was walking to class one day, but he stepped on a pop top. You don't celebrate the catalog, do you? Blew out his flip flop.
Oh, listen, I love where you're going with this.
What do you think? What do you think the guys on the from the 1999 Miami team are texting about right now?
I don't think they're happy. That's for sure. They were texting earlier saying that Miami was the only #1 team to make it all the way through and win. They realized that Tennessee did that last year.
How'd they realize it?
I think Twitter helped them out on that one.
One ball, 2 strikes to Tucker Stockman. He's been hit by a pitch twice, and then behind the plate, he's been knocked below the belt a couple more times. We'll do it for Stockman. Jake Dunn with his 3rd K tonight. Dorn, excuse me. And there's one down with Carson Paetow coming up. He is getting more work tonight than he has for a good chunk of the season.
There's always one guy in games like this that really help a team out. For me right now, that's been Dorn.
High fly ball off the bat of Paetow. Michael Torres. I'll let you expand on that with Dorn.
Well, you always look for somebody that needs to eat innings. That way you're able to save a bullpen. And it's always somebody that's maybe unexpected. Somebody who hasn't been doing it all season long. Maybe a guy that is 1 or 2 innings. And then all of a sudden in a game like this where you're down early, You just need somebody to maybe eat 3 or 4 or 5 innings who comes in and saves the rest of the bullpen. And for me, that's what kind of Jake Doran has been able to do today for Miami.
Runner on the move. Curveball for his strike. Throw to second is wide. Is that our first successful stolen base of the regional?
I think that's the third. I think Miami had 2 yesterday. But for Southern Miss, that's their first.
They are no longer in last place in the country in stolen bases. They were tied with Oral Roberts with only 16. One ball, one strike. March 14th was the last time Southern Miss got a stolen base at home. By the way, that Little Rock team I mentioned a second ago playing LSU, they're getting started any moment now. Chris Curry played for Scott Berry at Meridian College before he went to Mississippi State. Lifted to center field. Torres back to the track and under the lights makes the catch. Hit batter stranded. 3.5 in, 10-1.
Friday. The John Wick franchise keeps fighting. Rated R.
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Let's get our man back in the game. We got the ice, and we got the hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, you're so back.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats.
Thanks.
Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome everyone to Omaha, Nebraska, home of the College World Series.
Cause here I come, I wear it all on my sleeve, so everything you see shows you where I'm from.
Bolts back and makes the catch! Somehow hung on! Back-to-back checks!
More, more, more! Can you believe it?
Yeah, we roll on here in Hattiesburg at Pete Taylor Park, and college baseball made up of so many great personalities, ballparks, and fan bases, and this Southern Miss fan base has been listening to the dulcet tones of John Cox, the radio announcer. There he is. Began in 1978, 6-time Mississippi Sportscaster of the Year. This is his 47th season calling play-by-play. He's tied with my good buddy David Kellum at Ole Miss for the longest. That's pretty cool. I used to do a really good John Cox impersonation.
What happened?
Well, I haven't done it lately, so I might be a little bit rusty.
No, you're never rusty.
And here's the 0-2. No, that was really bad, but it's you've got to go. John Cox from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Welcome to the Rock. You got to kind of get up and a little bit nasally,
a little nasal,
and a lot of energy.
I mean, I hear it.
Popped out of play by Daniel Cuvée.
Now you're rhyming.
Thank you. Thanks for paying attention. John, by the way, was Grand Marshal of the Homecoming Parade in 2016. When's the last time you were in a parade?
2011.
2011. And which parade was that?
It was won by the house. I was a Marlin. And they made me sit on a car.
I hope it was a sturdy car.
It was very sturdy.
Was that like an opening day parade? What do you got?
No, it wasn't. It was a Christmas parade.
Oh.
Yeah, it was nice.
Christmas in Miami. It must be something a little bit different, huh?
I started it. Santa finished it. People were paying more attention to Santa, of course.
Well, he's
but
kind
I was
of a
there.
big deal.
I was there. He's very big.
Cuvée sends this one to his counterpart at third, Seth Smith, who has filled in ably. Trey Barrett left with an injury, one down. And here's Dorian Gonzalez Jr. Did you throw candy?
No, they just had me wave. Well, like I was Miss America.
I mean, no disrespect, but who wants to just see you wave?
Nobody. I wanted to throw candy. I said, is there something we can do here? They said no.
You could have gotten one of those cash guns and just shot singles all the way down the parade route.
That's a lot of singles, though. Those things shoot out quick.
Oh, is that right? And where would you have seen one of those in action?
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah. Stay off your Twitter.
Is that a thing now? Isn't it X or whatever it is?
I don't pay any attention. I'm dialed into this game. On hysterical. 2 down. And Derek Williams coming up. Did you get a chance to hang out with Santa? Was there a green room or a staging area?
I got to shake his hand. It was a cool moment.
Did you ask for a Red Ryder BB gun?
No, he said that I'll poke my eye out with that thing.
He knew.
He's a very smart man.
1-0 to Derek Williams, who is 0 for 1. Texas trails UTSA 7-0 in the 4th inning. That is an elimination game for the Longhorns. Wow, my oh my. To Smith again. Williams never stopped hustling. 3 groundouts. We got 4 complete. 9-run advantage for the Golden Eagles.
Excuse me, play you for those ultras?
Well, we're kind of high level.
Fascinating. Play for those ultras? Ultras? They got ultras. I smell ultra. That was fun.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats.
It's hard to believe how much goodness you can get in one bite.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Gabby, what happened in the first inning?
Well, a lot happened in the first inning. There was a lot of hitting, especially for Southern Miss. They hit around, and they hit around a lot. A lot of loud noises up and down the lineup. It was capped off with a Joey Urban 3-run homer to center field, taking pictures all over the place.
For posterity. Florida State has won its regional. And so the Seminoles going back to the Supers. They will get the winner of the Corvallis Regional. That could still be Oregon State. Would be a long flight from Tallahassee to Corvallis. Here's Jackson Cleveland, 17th appearance for Cleveland. 5.12 ERA, 22 Ks in 19 1/3.
And for Jackson Cleveland, it's a fastball slider changeup mix. The fastball 88 to 94 miles an hour. He can get up there. You might even see some at that 95, 96 even.
I'm told there's not only a Jackson, Mississippi, but also a Cleveland, Mississippi. So Jackson, Cleveland should feel right at home. I should know there's a Jackson. I flew into it.
You flew into it. I flew into Biloxi.
Were the Biloxi Shuckers in the Southern League when you played in it?
No, they were not.
There'll be a game 7 in Knoxville. Wake Forest and Tennessee still have one more day to figure it out. Fastball at the knees for a strike, 94. One of the only questions that was left to be answered after the 9-run first and the 10-0 lead for Southern Miss is what establishment would still be open on a Sunday night in the Hub City to welcome you to darken their door.
I don't think there's going to be any at this point. Unless someone invites us. Unless someone invites us.
Did you take Jonathan Papelbon yard when you played against him?
I don't think I may have faced him only one time. But no, I don't think I did.
Okay, well then you'd probably be welcome in his house.
That's very true.
There may be others around that you're not welcome to. Picked up by Dorian Gonzalez. And there's one out. Tell you what, if nothing else works out, I'll buy you a pizza.
I'll take that. No take backs on that one. I hear Mercury pizza is delicious. Word around town.
Want to know the count to Joey Urban. Kicked off the party with a 3-run home run in the second. How do you feel about crispy, crunchy chicken?
That sounds anything sounds delicious, to be honest with you. But yeah, I like crunchy, I like crispy, and I like chicken. So those are 3 great words put together. I feel like people are listening. They can probably send us something of, hey, you guys should try X, Y, or Z out.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. We could get some recommendations from the locals,
from the fans here that are listening to us and watching us.
Swing and a miss at 95. Urban goes down. 2 out. And it brings Nick Monaster up. Monaster walked in the first. He struck out in the second, and reach via fielder's choice in the third. Popped up to the right side. Renzo Gonzalez calls off nobody and makes the catch. 1-2-3 frame. Worked by Jackson Cleveland. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Good reason to stick around. Looks like a 2-win day for the Golden Eagles. And that'll force a decisive Game 7 tomorrow, absent what would be Miami's largest comeback of the season.
I'm just loving what I see with Kobe Allen still on the mound. 71 total pitches. Still going strong. This is their closer who's still in the ball game in a 10-1 game.
And in for a strike, nothing in 2. He's allowing them to save some arms. We were talking with Chris Ostrander earlier, and he said there's no reason to throw off or go to low leverage guys. We're leery of their bats and still trying to win this game. That one did not miss by much. 1-2.
And I think at this point too, you kind of already know that Kobe Allen is not going to be pitching anymore in this region. It's not like he's going to be able to come back tomorrow, and he probably was that point once he got to that 40 or 50 pitch mark. So at that point, hey, how are you feeling? I guarantee you there's been a lot of talk with Kobe Allen in the dugout of how are you feeling? Can you still go out there? Do you still want to go out there? Do we go to the bullpen? I guarantee you the answers were, I've got this. Let me stay out there. I feel good. That just saves a bullpen, understanding that got to play one more game than Miami.
Renzo Gonzalez fouls one off. Miami, despite the start from the freshman Tate Durias, have gotten good performances from Jake Dorn and Jackson Cleveland. Have you gotten any via Twitter or social media, any recommendations of where we could go post game?
I don't know. I don't touch my phone right now because you get mad at me.
Oh, that one came in on a hop. Real pain in the neck you are. How about Jay's Tavern? It's on Burger Joint, offering a late night menu, draft beer, and a large outdoor deck, plus pool tables. Would you say no to that?
I would never say no to that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
How can people reach you on the social media machine? Here's Tanner Smith. You don't know.
I have to go look at to see what my. It's Gabby Sanchez 15.
Gabby Sanchez 15 on Twitter.
That's where I'm at.
Well, Colby Allen is proving that he could be incredibly valuable as a starter. Back-to-back base runners reach. But there comes a point, especially at this level, where if you've proven your value on the back end, you're looking. You hold more value in the back end sometimes than you could as a starter if you're a guy like Colby Allen.
No, absolutely. And you start to look at it at this point, too, getting to a pitch mark where he hasn't been. Like, how much more do you want to push him? I think he's a very, I mean, he's shown that he's very valuable on the back end. But you know what he's kind of showing me, too? He might be very valuable on the front end.
Chandler Best has been throwing in the Southern Miss bullpen.
I'm guessing this is going to be it. And he will be getting a standing ovation.
Fantastic outing for Colby Allen. Season high 78 pitches. And he may have just pitched Southern Miss to a Game 7. Curtain call for Colby Allen. Great performance for the Southern Miss closer, making his second start of the season. 4 innings of 1-run baseball. Through 78 pitches, a season high. And here's Chandler Best. ESPN's the home for NCAA college baseball regionals, around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Just scan the QR code. You get ESPN Plus. You can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play.
And Chandler Best on the mound. Fastball, slider, changeup. The 6-footer from Mobile, Alabama. The senior 1-1 on the season with a 4 ERA, 18 strikeouts to 10 walks, and 18 innings pitched.
The 1-0, the Fabio Peralta. If you joined us late, you missed the onslaught. A 9-run first for Southern Miss. They tacked on another in the second. And now Miami working against first relief appearance of the game. High fly ball center field. Jake Cook all the way to the fence. Both runners will advance. Oh, he came off the bag and somehow got his foot back. Tanner Smith kind of stumbled over the bag after he went into it.
It was a hard slide, and it looked like he almost twisted his ankle. Was able to get back onto the base.
How did he get back? I mean, he must be a twister champion. Left foot blue circle. That was amazing.
I would have pulled a lot of muscles trying to get my foot back to that base. Definitely the neck would have been gone.
And a ground ball through the right side. Gonzalez has scored. Tanner Smith stopped at third.
Really nice swing here by Torres, staying on that pitch and driving it, pulling it right into that 4-hole. You kind of start looking at this game too. 10-2, Miami kind of just chipping away. You start to think of what Chris Ostrander talked about with this Miami offense, that they can put up runs. It's a good hitting team. They've shown it already in this regional.
Pitch is upstairs 2-0. Runners at the corners and one down for Jake Ogden, who is 0 for 2 with a pop up and a ground out. And now 2-1. I've got a few suggestions via Twitter. Rob Davis says Letha's barbecue. Rob, if Letha's was still open, I would have been there 3 times this weekend. Check swing on a pitch up, 2-2. Letha's gave me the best rack of ribs I've ever had in my life, and also the worst case of food poisoning I've ever had in my life, and I would still go back.
Is it as good on the way in as it was on the way out?
Breaking ball outside. Must caught the edge, so 3-2 now. Down the line, fair ball. Smith has scored. Torres on his way to third. They're going to wave him home. He gets all the way into the corner. It's a 2-run double for Jake Ogden, and Miami making some noise here in the 5th inning.
Jake Ogden just battle. Gets a fastball on the outside corner and just sneaks it down that first base line. He is off and running. Guess what? Torres was too. From first base, scoring. All of a sudden, Miami has a guy on second. Scored 3 in this inning.
This is a Miami team that put a 14 spot on the board against Columbia last night. 14 runs on 16 hits. JT Arteaga going through the notes. JD Arteaga with Max Galvin at the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a pop up and a ground out.
I don't think he was chasing the base hit there.
Pulled to the right side, knocked down by Russo, but no play made by anybody. And the Miami train keeps inching down the line. And now their best hitter, Daniel Cuvée, coming to the plate. Cuvée is 5 for 8 this weekend. But he won't get a chance to face the left-hander Best. It'll be just 4 batters faced for Best. Camden Sundstrom will enter out of the Southern Miss bullpen. And this Miami Riley is proven effective against Southern Miss in more ways than one.
Fire it up.
The all-new Dragon Flame Grilled Whopper is here at BK. Bold, juicy, flame grilled, and ready for adventure. Experience a new kind of flame at Burger King. How to Train Your Dragon, coming to theaters June 13th.
This Friday, the greatest action franchise reloads. Rated R.
Businesses are the backbone of our communities, and Bank of America is the best bank for small and medium-sized businesses. With over 3,700 dedicated business specialists across the nation, we're on your corner and in your corner. Because when businesses prosper, communities thrive. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business.
It's all happening too fast.
What, you nervous about the wedding?
No, it's the house, dude. We got approved.
Bro, don't stress. This house, it's the one.
Speaking of the one, caterer. We need a caterer.
Here's Camden Sundstrom, freshman from Baton Rouge, 6'2" right-hander, enters in a jam. There's 2 on. He's got to face the best hitter and the hottest hitter for Miami back-to-back. 2-0 with a 4.84 ERA. He pitched in a game, first game of this weekend for Southern Miss, an 11-4 loss to Columbia on Friday. He went 3 2/3 in that one and didn't allow a run, only allowed 1 hit. And Daniel Cuvée fouls the first pitch off of his leg, 0-1. What makes Daniel Cuvée such a dangerous hitter?
It's just the power to the right center field gap, meaning he stays on the fastball, which means that he can get those sliders and those secondary pitches out in front and still hit them out to left.
Like that, but he laid off of it, 1-1.
It's a fastball, 90 to 93. Sundstrom will also throw a slider. Has a changeup, but it's mostly just fastball slider.
One. Cuvée didn't bite at that one either. And remember, the guy on deck, Dorian Gonzalez, hit a grand slam and a 3-run home run yesterday. Sundstrom got a start in the championship game of the Sun Belt Tournament against Coastal Carolina. Allowed 2 runs on 3 hits over an inning and 2/3. That was the first loss for Southern Miss in 19 games. And they were pitching to be careful to Cuvée. And be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, Columbia did the same exact thing in yesterday's ball game, where they did not want any part of Cuvée. They intentionally walked him twice to get to Dorian Gonzalez, and both times Dorian Gonzalez burned Columbia. Hit 2 home runs after the intentional walk.
One a grand slam that came in the 7th inning, the other a 3-run home run in the 4th. He's the 8th batter of the frame for Miami. And he chops one to the left side. Coming off the bag is Smith, and he makes the play. RBI ground out for Gonzalez, swinging at the first pitch.
Trying to be aggressive on the first pitch. Gets a slider, hits it straight down into the ground. Miami does get a run across. Nice job by Smith, too, coming up. That's a tricky hop that he was able to stay with.
Now remember, Smith hasn't played a heck of a lot, especially lately for the Golden Eagles. Here's Derek Williams. Williams is 0 for 2. This explosive Miami offense, to your point, has another crooked number up. It's their 5th inning of 3 runs or more this weekend. The stretch of Cuvée, Gonzalez, and Williams, with all healthy, has turned into a powerful stretch for Miami. That one catches the edge. Is that a cutter? 92.
It's a slider. Nothing here shows me that he throws a cutter. Just a tight slider. But you're right, that looked like more of a cut fastball.
There's the slider and a swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Could be that he just cut that fastball.
What do you go back to here? Slider away or fastball?
I would go slider away again. Just throw it a little bit more off the plate on a 1-2 count.
Camden Sundstrom, the reliever for Southern Miss. And the out-offering misses away. Dug the fastball.
It's almost like the same exact that cut fastball that he threw.
Some are straighter than others. 2-2 with 2 on in front of him. Slider popped up. Shortstop Ty Long and Seth Smith at third. Long calls him off late and handles it. But Miami chips away. It's a 4-run 5th inning. And leave 2 on, which could be the story of this game.
The new How to Train Your Dragon menu is now at BK. Get it before it disappears. Oh, toothless. Bold, tasty, and dangerously delicious. How to Train Your Dragon. Coming to theaters June 13th.
Your brain with Allegra versus some allergy medications during rush hour. Some allergy medications can make you drowsy. But Allegra is different. Traffic jam? We got this.
Woo! We're nailing it.
Yeah, come on. Like a boss. Right on time.
Allegra is fast 24-hour allergy relief with 0% brain interference, so you can use it even when you're driving. It's a no-brainer.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats. Thanks. Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
Well, we've got some options, but we're trying to get there before places close down. Mercury Pizza is literally right across the street. It comes highly recommended. We'd love to support our local pizzeria.
It looks delicious. There's nothing better than that fire kiln going.
It's hot as a Southern Miss offense in the opening inning. There's no bedtime in summer. Keep them up. Here's Matthew Russo leading off the 6th. Would it be too much to ask, like, if somebody were inclined to feed us, to also, whatever they're nice enough to bring to the booth, also drop something off at the truck?
I think that should be. It shouldn't be too much.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that's fine. The truck needs to eat too. There are good people in there. Some.
Some. Well, when We got the Ed Shakes delivered yesterday. There was a voice in my head from our audio engineer, Chad, and he said, how many more are left? And I had to tell him they were gone.
It was disappointing.
That's when my mic was muted for the next 3 outs.
The apology train.
Matthew Russo's driven in a couple tonight. He's 2 for 3. Coastal Carolina, Duke, and Florida State have advanced to Super Regionals. For FSU, it's their 19th appearance. That's the most of any school. And Coastal going for the 4th time and the first since winning the national title in 2016. Duke goes for the 4th time, all since 2018. Two to Russo. Stayed back on that one, but got underneath it. One down. Here we go. Chanticleers will face the winner of the Auburn Regional, the Tigers, and control on that one. The loveliest village on the plain. And Duke faces the winner of the Oxford Regional. Ole Miss will have to beat Murray State twice, and right now the Rebels lead 4-3 in the 3rd, and Florida State gets the winner out of Corvallis. Should it be the Beavers, they'll have to make that flight. That is a long trip, and this one's bunted foul. Ty Long is a freshman from Ripley, Mississippi, out of Ripley High School. He was Mr. Baseball 4A last year. Got the win in game 1 of 4A state championship series. He struck out 18 in that game. That was against Sumrall, but his team dropped the next 2 contests. Breaking ball off the plate away.
You said he struck out 18?
18.
Jeez.
You think that was a 7-inning game in high school?
It might have been.
Here's the 2-1.
Probably was, actually. It's high school. They're not playing 9 innings.
And Ty with an opportunity to get some at-bats. Two injuries that Southern Miss is dealing with. Ozzie Pratt, the starting shortstop, got hit by a pitch in game 1 today. And then Dre Barrett got injured trying to beat out a double play ball. Strike 3, punched out a 94.
Now, we did hear with Pratt that he could come into the game.
That's right. NCAA coverage for 16 sites. Well, it won't be 16 tomorrow. We punch at least 3 tickets. Be available on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. I just read the copy they give me, Gabe.
I know.
Gabby, don't look at me like that.
I'm not saying that. I said we might have to scratch that one out. I'm trying to help you out here. I feel a little tense. You need massage.
You want me to
ad
ad-lib? That's not my strength.
It's not.
There's Gabby's list of the NCAA championships.
I thought we had 40, and then we dropped one to 39.
Chopped up the middle against the shift, reached but no play. You're as good a guesser as you are a photographer. Let me see that again. Could you move your hand and take the shadows away from the paper if you're going to take a picture of it?
No, I did it on purpose so we wouldn't be able to show it. I was doing shadow puppets. Can't you see what it is?
Dog and a fire hydrant.
That's exactly what it is.
Ben Higdon with an infield single with 2 down, and it brings a catcher spot up. Miami's within shouting distance after trailing 10-0. It's a 5-run game in the 6th, and Southern Miss would love to add a couple. Jefferson Cleveland has thrown 25 pitches out of the pen. Foul tip, 0-1.
Right now, if you're Southern Miss, you're starting to see that Miami's starting to score some runs. Got to get some offense going. Need to put another couple up.
Stockman looks at a breaking ball. He provided the game winner against his home state school, the sophomore out of Athens, Alabama, with a 2-run 8th inning opposite field single that eventually eliminated the 2 seed in this region. And he sends it down the right field line. Long run Peralta into the corner and lays out, but comes up empty. So Stockman will return to the plate. Stockman family from north of the border originally, and so they're Blue Jays fans. He grew up specifically a Yadier Molina fan, both Yadi and Albert Pujols.
Who's not?
Great question. One and 2 to Tucker. Stockman. Higdon only has 1 stolen base attempt on the year. Southern Miss finished the regular season tied for last in the country in stolen bases. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 3rd strikeout out of the bullpen for Cleveland. A run's a hit, 1 left. If the Canes can keep the bats going, down 5. Great night for Southern Miss, and turning into a good night for us in the booth, too. We're trying to figure out where we're going to eat. This game got started a little bit late and on a Sunday night. Not a million options in beautiful Hattiesburg. So my buddy Brock said, stay hungry. Best pizza in the burg coming to the booth. Hashtag Mercury Pizza. And he won Lion. Jim Thompson with the hookup. Huge Southern Miss fan. And they delivered 4 pizzas. I haven't been able to touch one of them.
Yeah. So I got pizza. I don't know about you. We definitely got a pepperoni. Looks absolutely fantastic.
All right, that's numero uno.
We got cheese.
That works.
Because that always works.
Here's the 1-2. And it's hit on the ground up the middle and a base hit to start the inning for Renzo Gonzalez. He started the 5th inning by being hit by a pitch. It turned into a 4-run, 4-hit inning. That's shrimp?
That's shrimp. Is that white pizza shrimp?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That there looks like some. Oh, that looks like a nice one. Oh,
that's in everything.
Yeah, and then we got an everything. Wow.
I'm down for everything. Oh. Tanner Smith is 2 for 2. Went yard with a solo home run in the 2nd. That opened the scoring for Miami. They've chipped away since. Popped up to the left side of the infield. Seth Smith. Ooh, that was closer than it should have been. 1 down. By the way, do you think we haven't seen Ozzie Pratt in this game? He got hit by a pitch in game 1. Do you think he swung over to Mercury and made those pizzas for us?
He is fast.
He is very fast. He might be questionable for the game. I don't think he's questionable as a pizza maker. 1 down. Fabio Peralta coming up. Feels a little early, given what Miami did in the 5th inning, to start counting outs if you're Southern Miss. A 5-run lead.
The thing is that Miami they're just lingering around. And Miami is a team that they have shown that they could put up some runs.
Miami had 3 4-run innings in last night's win against Columbia.
The whole thing, too, as a team is kind of that belief. And it's that belief of like, hey, look, we just finished putting up 4 runs. We can do it again. And all of a sudden just kind of continue to cut into that lead.
Peralta came into tonight 3 for 7 with 3 doubles. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Pulled to the right side. Russo snares it. Goes to second for 1. Late back across. They already had 1 3-6-3 earlier today. 2 down.
I'll tell you this, Russo is just the energy of Southern Miss. Everything that he does, there's a smile on his face, and there's intensity. Not an easy play. Goes a long way to get it, snags it to give it over to Ty Long. And even after he does it, he's just pumped up as he's running by him. Just a fun player to watch.
Center fielder Michael Torres swings at the first. Tough play, glove flip, too late. Torres hustles down the line, and it's an infield single to keep the inning going for Miami.
And now they get to the top of the lineup. This ball just hits straight down into the turf, and Torres just too fast. Monasterio, there's nothing he can really do. Tried everything. Tried the glove flip. And all of a sudden, flip over the lineup to the top. Ogden in his last AB hit a double down that right field line, scoring 2.
Ogden is 1 for 3. Both teams have done a great job with 2 out. We got a warning from the home plate umpire, Steve Mattingly. Over towards the dugout. Back to action and a fastball up.
I think somebody was just pounding the side. They were saying you can't do that.
Why not?
I don't know.
Two and 0, and a quick visit. Stockman racing out to the mound to have a word with Sundstrom, who's missed on his last couple of fastballs.
The thing is, too, is that you don't want to fall behind Jake Ogden, where now he gets to look for that fastball, and then you don't want to put him on because Max Galvin, who's been having himself a really nice regional. There's been a lot of pop in that bat. Who's on deck?
Two out to Ogden. Check swing. Went 2-1.
That's a really good pitch call. Understanding probably Jake Ogden might be looking for that fastball. Throw him a slider. You get the check swing. Went right back to the slider. You can try to probably expand the zone now with that slider again. He's already chased 2 of them out there. You don't want to leave one over the plate, though. So if you're going to throw it, you want to throw it off the plate away.
Poke to the right side, snared by Russo again, and the big fella wins the race to the bag. Leave the shades behind. Matthew Russo with a smothering stop. Treated that baseball like Gabby treated the pizza.
This Friday, the greatest action franchise reloads. Rated R.
The new How to Train Your Dragon menu is now at BK. Get it before it disappears. Oh, toothless. Bold, tasty, and dangerously delicious. How to Train Your Dragon. Coming to theaters June 13th.
Your kid's brain with Allegra versus some allergy medications in the math quiz. Some allergy medications can make your kids drowsy.
1, 2, 3.
But Allegra is different.
7 times 51? No biggie. 357.
Ace. Well done.
Allegra is fast, non-drowsy allergy relief with 0% brain interference, so your kids can stay sharp at school. It's a no-brainer.
Let's go! The Rob Dwalish-Willie, the Sugar Show! Juliana Pena!
How are you going to beat me, Kayla?
Kayla Harrison!
I will be champion!
How about this play, Gabby?
Oh, you gotta love it. Matthew Russo, he's been doing this all game, flashing the leather. But not only that, the dive and then the intensity, the excitement. Loses the glasses. Who cares? I feel like, you know what? Somebody else pick it up for me. I'm pumped.
Oh, he plays with such great energy. Carson Paetow leads off the inning. Paetow is 1 for 3 with a 2-run single. Southern Miss just clinging to the edge, trying to hold on after it was a 10-0 lead. How's the shrimp pizza?
It's outstanding. Definitely should get yourself a slice.
Strike called, 3-1. Beto, the 8-hole hitter for Southern Miss. And he takes a curveball for a strike from Cleveland. Golden Eagles sent 12 to the plate in the first inning, scored 9 runs on 7 hits. Payoff. And low for ball 4. Seth Smith comes to the plate. That'll complete one trip through the order for Cleveland as he pitches to Smith. We've got a thriller in Clemson. Kentucky and West Virginia are tied at 12 in the bottom of the 8th inning. West Virginia is 2-0 in that region. Seth Smith shows bunt, took a fastball just off the plate, 1-0. Southern Miss has put the leadoff man aboard 5 times in 7 innings. Smith has 4 sacrifices. You think he wants to get one down here?
I do. I think that's what he's trying to do. Daniel Cuvée is playing real up, trying to take that away. That could be one of the reasons, too, that Smith is bringing it back. Because by the time that ball is being delivered, Cuvée is about 7 or 8 feet away from him.
He'll cheat in again. Way up in the front of the box, and he pulls back. How close is too close if you're playing first or third?
You start to flirt with where Cuvée is right now. But for me, it looks like Smith is not even thinking about bringing it back and slashing. Usually in those type of situations, you kind of bait that third baseman in. And then you show it early so that you can bring it back and slash it right by him.
He pops it up. And it's handled by the catcher, Tanner Smith. 1 down.
Here's the thing, too, with Seth Smith. This is a bunt that you want to actually bring to first base with you. Having Cuvée on you kind of put a lot of pressure on him. And that's why he got under that bunt and it went up into the air. Nice play by Tanner Smith.
Go back to the top of the order, and Jake Cook. He's got 3 hits tonight. Jeff Passan reports the Kansas City Royals are calling up Jack Caglione, former Florida two-way player and slugger. Caglione set to make his major league debut after dominating the college scene. Beto spent an extra moment on the ground there. One on one. Where'd the throw it in the dirt guy go? He was really loud there for a while.
He was very loud for a while.
No staying power. I had a buddy named Brad that was really annoying. Finally, I just looked at him and said, Brad, bag it. I'd rather hear the Vandy Whistler.
Would you, though?
Don't hold me to it. 1 and 2 to Cook. 3 singles in his first 3 plate appearances. So pitch clock violation takes it to 1 and 2. Is that what we just had?
No, I think he was saying that you have to look at the hitter. Steve Manley came out and said, hey, make sure that you look at the hitter before you start your windup.
Instead of what is essentially quick pitching him, the hitter and the batter, pardon me, the batter and the pitcher need to engage. Here's the 2-2. Into the lights, and Galvin takes care of it. 2 down. And that will bring Joey Urban to the plate. Well, that home run from Urban in the first inning is a huge difference in this game. Without it, it'd be 6-5 Southern Miss. JD Arteaga out. 45 pitches into Cleveland's performance. And that'll be the end of the line for Jackson Cleveland. Here's what Urban did in the first.
Oh, he absolutely hammered a fastball straight to center field. And you're right, that was a huge swing. That was his second at-bat of the inning.
So with Urban due up, Miami will make a call to the bullpen. We'll go away for a break. We'll tell you about the new Hurricanes pitcher when we return.
The new How to Train Your Dragon menu is now at BK. Get it before it disappears. Oh, toothless. Bold, tasty, and dangerously delicious. How to Train Your Dragon. Coming to theaters June 13th.
In your neighborhood, there's a place so good. It's so nice to be part of store learn from me.
80% lean ground beef is just $4.88 a pound. Athena melons are only 99 cents a pound. Lay's kettle cooked chips or rolled gold pretzels are just $2.88. Tyson chicken is only $6.98.
Welcome to Fairway, your Fairway family.
Pedro's parents planned for adventure, but they didn't plan for him to make a new best friend. You were made to get more than you bargained for. We were made to help you save on packages. Expedia, made to travel.
The WNBA on ESPN. We can't get enough.
The Women's College World Series on the networks of ESPN.
Here's Alex Giroux, senior from Lake Oswego, Oregon. He'll face Joey Urban with a runner on. 5-2 with a 6.31 ERA. Nearly a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. In 35 2/3 innings.
And for Giroux, it's very simple. You got to keep the score right where it's at right now for Miami and that offense. The fastball, slider, changeup, fastball 84 to 87.
Fastball 84 to 87. What does the changeup come in at?
The changeup's at 78 to about 84.
Pulled foul over the Southern Miss dugout. Here's the pitch to Urban. Bottom edge of the zone, didn't hit it. 2-1. Would you trust that guy to build your house? Swing and a miss. 2-2. He has worked up a sweat, that's for sure. Glad he finally came back out.
You've been missing it? It's a very high pitch, that's for sure.
3-2 to Urban. He must have one hell of a duck call. Swing and a drive deep left field. Galvin will watch it fly. It's over his head and off the scoreboard. 2-run home run. Joey Urban, his second home run of the night. Brad Baggett's screaming sufficed, and the end result, a 2-run jack.
Oh, Joey Urban, have yourself a night. Needed some offense. Haven't had it since that first inning, really. Now, this is a big blow. A 2-run shot. Second home run of the day. 5 RBIs.
Give the man his flowers. And a pack of lozenges. 2-0 to Nick Montester. College baseball is beautiful. Season high homers and ribbies for Urban. Now 3-0. Pardon me, 2-1. Into left center. Torres stumbled for a moment, but has plenty of time. Joey Urban, have a night. 2 runs on a hit. Is a long hit for Joey Urban. Baggett.
While they munch on Popeye's Crunch, Dante dreams away, missing out on all these new Louisiana flavor-rated wraps. Don't be like Dante.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This Friday, the John Wick franchise keeps fighting. Rated R.
If it's summer, Frank's got you covered with these sizzling deals at Fairway. This week, Ruffles are just $3.88. Blue Ribbon Classics bars are only $4.99. Capri Sun or Kool-Aid Jammers are just $2.48. Whole seedless watermelon is only $5 each. Fairway, sizzling savings all summer long.
Where are all the animals, Dad?
Don't know, kiddo. Just not our day.
It's a rare thing with someone you've been with for so long.
finds a way to surprise you. It's like discovering E-Trade's easy-to-use platform now comes with expert insights from Morgan Stanley to help you navigate the markets.
Can you do a dolphin? Sorry.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. To the bottom of the 7th, and a first pitch strike into Max Galvin. Yeah, it is a homer. In fact, it's a couple of them for Urban tonight. And a school record for home runs for the Southern Miss team. 104. I forgot about Russo's bomb. 0-2 to Galvin. Down the line and out of play. It'll end up over in the bullpen near the batting cage. The batting cages were relocated down the left field line years ago. They used to be behind the right field wall, but they had to move them to make room for the pickup trucks. And a chopper back to the mound. Sundstrom's got it, 1 down. I would say that was a wise move.
Yeah, very good move. It's a nice spot over there too.
Here's Daniel Cuvée. He's 1 for 2. Singled in the first. They pitched around him in the 5th to load the bases. Sundstrom misses low and away, 1-0. To the left side, cut off Smith.
Tell you what, Smith's having himself a nice day over there at third base. Making a lot of plays. He's had some tough ones too. Balls coming up on him, being able to stay with it, stay through it. Cutting off balls in front of Ty Long.
And a first pitch strike to Dorian Gonzalez Jr. And minus a massive Miami comeback, you're going to get another day in Hub City. We don't know yet if we have a Game 7 what time it would be, but you will have time to go to Grin Coffee tomorrow.
Is that the one with the
homemade
Pop-Tarts? Are we going? What time are you getting out?
Is it frog watertight? Yeah, we're going.
I don't know. It's a watertight.
To the right side, that one had some juice on it and handled by Monastery. 7 complete. Russo is fired up. Yes, sir. Up by a touchdown.
Fire it up. The all-new Dragon Flame Grilled Whopper is here at BK. Bold, juicy, flame grilled, and ready for adventure. Experience a new kind of flame at Burger King. How to Train Your Dragon, coming to theaters June 13th.
Your kid's brain with Allegra versus some allergy medications in the math quiz. Some allergy medications can make your kids drowsy.
1, 2, 3.
But Allegra is different.
7 times 51? No biggie. 357.
Ace. Well done.
Allegra is fast, non-drowsy allergy relief with 0% brain interference, so your kids can stay sharp at school. It's a no-brainer.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats.
Thanks.
Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
Literal tailgating here in Hattiesburg, and it looks like they'll get a chance to come back out tomorrow night. And you know what? 2 more wins, they might get a chance to do it next weekend. Michael Fernandez is the newest pitcher for Miami, freshman from Tampa, 5'10" lefty, takes over for Giroux.
And Fernandez, really good arm. It's a fastball, slider, does throw a curveball and a changeup, so he's a 4-pitch pitcher. That fastball, 90 to 93 from the left side.
He'll start with Matthew Russo, who's driven in a pair of runs with a single and a home run, and I get the feeling that Matthew Russo is turning into one of your favorite players with his effort and energy.
There's so much. He's a ball of energy. Every single inning, every single play, if he's involved, that ball's coming in. He is just pumping up the whole team.
Junior from Madisonville, Louisiana. At a St. Paul's school, and he fouls the first one back. They're the Wolves, I believe. Led him to a state championship as a sophomore in 2019. Led Tammany Parish in home runs and was second in ribbies his senior year when he was 5A first team All-State in the boot. Because Ostrander was talking about him when we sat down and visited before this regional began, and he said he's the MVP to me. Oozes charisma.
And he doesn't get cheated on any swing.
No. I think you like him so much because you see a little bit of yourself in him.
Yes. I do. Great defensively. There's power in that bat. And he's fast for a big man.
And he's got charisma.
And he's got charisma.
And someday he'll be at the head of a parade with Santa in the back.
Only if he's lucky enough.
Yeah, only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
2 for 4 night for Russo.
Oh, Jesus.
God. That was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that glanced off of Russo's arm before hitting him in the face. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
He don't want to come out.
He's showing him he's got his teeth.
Yep. He said, I'm good. Making sure that there's no dizziness there, no blurry vision.
He's the second Golden Eagle to get hit in the head today, one in the first game, and now this.
Yeah, glances right off that front shoulder and then pops right back up. I think you hit him right above the nose.
And so they'll get a pinch runner in a 7-run game. It's Davis Gillespie. Southern Miss with 3 different subs in this game due to injury, including Ty Long, who is 0 for 3.
And they can check you for a concussion protocol, and you can re-enter the game.
And you can re-enter at any time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they would be in a rush to get Russo back in the game, given that it's a 7-run game.
I'm agreeing with you there.
But if Miami puts a rally together and he clears protocol and you want to bring him back in later, that's possible. Bunt attempt, but gets all the way back to the seats and nearly the suites. Upstairs. You like that rule?
I do like that rule. I like that rule a lot because it's just safety for the players. And every player wants to stay in, and they're afraid that if they don't stay in, then they're going to be out, and then all of a sudden you can't re-enter.
And this bunt is pushed up the first base line. That is a fair ball, and Sacrifice is able to advance Gillespie. Good play by Renzo Gonzalez and Dorian Gonzalez.
Well, he learned from the last one. And this one, he kind of stayed back, let that ball get to him. And how quick he was. Here he was going to see if it was going to roll foul. Once he saw it wasn't, picked it up barehanded, and it was a quick turnaround throw.
First sack of the season for Ty Long. And now Ben Higdon. Well, we're talking about relocating the batting cages years ago to create this great tradition here at Southern Miss, and that is room in the roost for all the pickup trucks. One 0 to Higdon, swung on a miss. They do the same thing. That was the genesis of the outfield in Starkville up at Mississippi State, which has now been transferred to high-end grills that are throughout the stadium there and behind the outfield wall. It also includes a condominium building in left field. You haven't been there, have you?
I've never been there, but you're painting a really nice picture.
We once called a game from a condo. It was also fully catered, and I didn't want to leave.
Well, I wouldn't want to leave. Been pretty fully catered here, too.
Ah, that's fair. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I don't know what time the game would be tomorrow, but they'd have to clear out some space for us to call it from the treehouse.
I'm in. That'd be fun.
Here's a 2-2 to Higdon. Fernandez has had a couple get away from him. Here's the 3-2. And a sharply hit single into center field. They're going to stop the run at third. We wanted to learn more about the Roost, so we sent a camera out to chat with Steve Lawler about the history of this great tradition here at Southern Miss. Well, this is what the kids do behind the outfield wall. You hear from Lawler in just a minute. Tucker Stockman to the plate. Evan Taveras, by the way, is a new catcher for Miami. He entered this inning. 1-0. On the 3 catchers, it sees time for Miami. Visit to the mound. Let's see if we can hear from Steve Lawler about the history and tradition of the Roost.
Yeah, they originally in the late 80s, the coach had an idea to have let people pay to come in, pull in with their trucks and park. They showed 10 spots the first 10 minutes. That's all they had. The batting cage used to be right over here. The next year, the athletic director said, "We'll move the batting cage and we'll open the whole right field side." We now have 44 spots. Each one costs $1,500 a year just for the spot. Then you have to buy at least 4 season tickets. We've had it for 4 generations. My dad was one of the original 10 people that bought the spot.
That's a really cool idea. 44 spots, $1,500 each, plus some tickets. A mascot comes by and says hi.
And they have a blast.
After a visit to the mound, Stockman with a check swing. Didn't go. 2-0. And now 2-1. Three and 1. Hernandez had not missed to the glove side very often, but did that time. Most of his misses were there, and he does it again.
Everything's just kind of flying open on that front side. The arm's lagging behind, so he kind of pushes that ball up and away.
Bases loaded.
A lot of times to get pitchers back, you would call a slider.
Left on left here, and the fastball misses up. There is nobody throwing in the Miami bullpen. Why would a slider help in that situation?
Just because you get extension on that pitch, so you can feel yourself kind of getting out and over rather than staying flying open.
1-0. Texas on the ropes. It's a 7-2 UTSA lead. Bottom of the 8th inning at Disch-Falk Field in Austin. We could see number 1 and number 2 go down. Vandy has already been eliminated. Breaking ball for a strike. There it is. Poked foul. The slugfest finally finished in Athens. West Virginia, pardon me, Clemson. West Virginia beat Kentucky 13-12. West Virginia won despite having 5 errors. And so the Mountaineers are super regional bound. West Virginia will get the winner of the Baton Rouge Regional. And LSU in the driver's seat there. I think the box, should LSU hold on, might be a little bit rowdy next week. Bases loaded, 1 down. Here's the 2-2. And lined into center field. Torres has time, makes a catch, tagging from third. Coming home and safe at the plate with a head-first dive Here's Gillespie. Give Beto his third RBI of the night.
Yeah, I think Torres there was trying to just make a big play happen. Ball was deep enough where I feel like he probably should have gotten that ball and thrown it over to third, but in a situation right here where you're trying to limit the runs, he was trying to throw it all the way to home.
Now 26 pitches into the inning for Michael Fernandez, and there is action now in the Miami bullpen.
And really for Southern Miss, this is what you needed to do. All of a sudden, Miami started to score some runs, and now you've had your answer back.
(1-0) high, 2-0. Ole Miss handling Murray State 16-6 Rebels in the 5th inning in Oxford. Should Ole Miss hold on, that'll force a Game 7 tomorrow. Did you ever pitch in the big leagues, position player pitching?
No, I almost did. One game. They made me go warm up underneath the tunnel.
Where nobody would see you? That takes some of the fun out of it.
Well, no, I was just getting ready.
4-pitch walk, and that'll load the bases again.
I come out and they tell me, if this guy gets on, no matter what, you're going to pitch. All this guy has to do is just get on. He hit into a double play.
Well, we could be in that situation for Miami. Brandon Degotti is getting loose in the bullpen. He is normally a shortstop. He hasn't pitched yet this year. And to be fair, since he's not normally a pitcher, there's been a few that have gotten loose out of the bullpen since he started throwing.
Listen, every position player wants to do it at least once. Just like every pitcher at some point wants to maybe get in that bat.
It's been a steep learning curve for some of the young Miami pitchers. Tate DeRias didn't get out of the first inning, got touched for 9 runs and 7 hits, a freshman. And now Michael Fernandez struggling with his command. He hit the first batter that he faced, Russo. Then a sac bunt, single walk, sac fly, walk. Good news is Southern Miss is 13 at bats, the bases loaded. The bad news is they've only had 2 hits. Little Rock leads LSU 5-3 in the 3rd inning. It's an elimination game for Little Rock. Outside, 1-2. Line drive, right field. Peralta, long run, lays out, makes the catch. Great job by Fabio Peralta, and that will get Miami off the field here in the 8th inning. Matthew Russo hit by a pitch. That's concerning. They get a run across. That's good news. And Peralta lays out. Bring Miami to the plate in the 8th. Look who's back. Matthew Russo has re-entered the game after being hit in the face by a pitch that glanced off of his arm. This was to start the 8th inning.
He went down. Here's the thing, though, too. He got back up, and you could tell right away he said, I'm good. He wanted to go back out, and they made him go into the dugout. Got to go through your concussion protocol. You pass that, you're able to say, okay, doctors come out, everything is good. You're able to re-enter into the ball game.
Got all his teeth. That's a good sign.
It is.
Choppers look good. Jonathan Anderson, the Miami first base coach, went over and checked on him. Miami will send a pitch hitter up in Derek Williams' spot. Jake Kulikowski, sophomore out of Tampa Jesuit, at the plate. Two and 0. Russo got there in foul territory.
Yep, he's good.
Here's the thing, if he wouldn't have re-entered, nobody would have held that against him.
No.
Right? I mean,
but I think he wanted to show everybody that, hey, I'm okay. That's a tough kid. Just makes you want to root for him even more.
Mm-hmm. They're talking about him before the tournament started, and multiple coaches have approached Ostrander and asked about how much fun it is to coach that guy, including Kirk Saarloos, head coach at TCU. Ripped to the right side and past the reach of Monaster, who's playing shallow right. Kulikowski motors towards second. He's going to keep running. Ball got all the way into the corner. The throw to third. Got him. We've got, I believe, a dead ball.
Yeah, I think they're calling that into a dead ball. And they're putting him back at second.
Yep.
Now here's the thing, you don't have to call it. The umpire can say it's a dead ball.
Chris Ostrander's like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
Now trying to see where this ball gets wedged in. It gets wedged underneath the mat.
And if you go for it, if you make a play on it, it's in play. If you want it to stay a dead ball, you throw your arms out and say, I can't get to it.
But I think there is a rule, too, where the umpire can just call it dead. I agree.
That's what Ostrander's saying. He didn't put his hands up.
He never put his hands up. He went in to go reach and went in to go get it.
I don't think I've ever seen an umpire make that call on a ball that was at the fence, regardless of if it was lodged. In my mind, it's completely different if, for example, it's under a bullpen bench or something of that ilk, or under the tarp or behind the tarp, but obstacles that end up on the field. He said he pulled it out, doesn't mean it's not lodged.
Once
we all agreed that it was lodged.
Once it goes in to get it, I'm in the same boat as you. I think you go in to reach for it, you know, it becomes a live ball. That's what I always thought. But it looks like as it was going, the umpire was calling dead ball from the very beginning, and he was the one that was stopping the play.
And back to action. This one's lifted foul and out of play. My understanding of the rule is if the umpire cannot determine whether or not the ball is lodged, the ball will be kept in play regardless of the fielder's action.
If he can't determine, but if he does determine, then that means he can stop it. Is that what that ruling technically is saying? Okay. I mean, that's what it looked like on the field. It looks like he's the one that called it dead ball. As soon as that ball got lodged, he was already calling it a dead ball because he was going out there. And that's Richard Riley.
Here's the 0-2. Chopped to short. Long. Russo on the other end. And Gonzalez retired, one down. .91-mile-an-hour pitch to Evan Tavares, misses 1-0. Another play at short for Long. And another scoop by Russo, but he knocked it down, and now runner coming home from second. Golikowski scores.
And that was a good try by Russo to try to pick up his shortstop. This ball was well hit. Ty Long gets his body in front of it, turns and fires. It's just a short throw.
And the first offering low to Fabio Peralta.
It's going to be an E6.
Yep. Charged along. And served to left field. Making the catch is Higdon. 2 down. Here's Michael Torres. He's got a couple of hits tonight.
Just going right with the fastball. Sundstrom going right after Torres.
The 1-2. Down swinging. Swung through the changeup, and we are complete with 8 innings. Southern Miss trying to force a Game 7, up 7. Well, the biggest line on this is the first inning for Southern Miss. 9 runs on 7 hits. 7 of the 12 in the opening frame against the freshman Miami starter, Tate Darius. Tanner Smith has had a good game for Miami, 2 for 3 with a home run. And Miami put up a 4-run fifth. But that has been it for the Hurricanes. Joey Urban leads off the 9th for Southern Miss. Tom Hart, Gabby Sanchez, who's got the advantage from a pitching perspective for a Game 7 tomorrow.
Well, Miami's one less game, so you would think that they would have more, and because of Southern Miss scoring 9 in the first, they were able to save some of their bigger pitchers in the back end. One of the things too that you might think of is with Tate Darius, because he only threw, what was it, 30-something pitches, that he could potentially be coming back tomorrow, maybe later in a game if they need.
Four-pitch walk. I'm a little surprised they kept Fernandez in. ESPN's the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. Get around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan that QR code and get a look. And right now you get a look at what's happening at Dish Falk Field in Austin, Texas. The Roadrunners UTSA first 3 tournament appearances didn't win a game. So far in the Austin Regional this year, they're 2-0, and they're an out away from sending Texas home for the summer. It's a 7-2 Roadrunner lead against the Longhorns, who won the SEC regular season and were #1 for a good chunk of the year.
I would have to. I don't remember a #1 and a #2 seed going out in a regional game.
No, I've asked, and I'm curious. The last time 1 and 2 both failed to advance. Swing and a miss. 1 down. And here's Matthew Russo. Hit in the face by a pitch in the 8th inning, left for a half inning, get reevaluated, and return after clearing concussion protocol. And he gets hit again. It's all right. He says it's okay. Calm down. Calm down. And there's chatter between the Joey Urban at second base and Renzo Gonzalez. Russo says we're good.
Yeah, Russo's telling everybody calm down. It was just a breaking ball. You can see the hug there by Renzo Gonzalez. Yeah, just a slider. Just couldn't control it. He's smiling. He's saying, hey, calm it down. Everybody calm down. Of course, you don't want to see it, especially after he got hit before.
Watch down the first base line. Urban is screaming at the pitcher. And then Renzo Gonzalez trying to talk some sense into him. You can understand if you're Southern Miss, but your blood would be running a little hot. That'll be it for Fernandez. But if Russo's not upset, why should anyone else? They give warnings to both sides. And it was a curveball. Good. teams will have one more tomorrow at some point.
Now pitching for Miami, number 6, Brandon Bigodi.
Easy decision for tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. It's been the play of the first baseman, Matthew Russo.
Just all around has been having himself quite a game. Hit a huge home run in that second inning, had a base hit and an RBI in the first. And then just showing off the leather, showing off the emotion. He is just a fun guy to root for.
Well, they've gone final in Austin, and for just the second time since national seeds were introduced in 1999, the top 2 seeds both eliminated in regionals. Vanderbilt and Texas this year. In 2014, it was #1 Oregon State and #2 Florida. Straight chaos in the bracket this season. The winner of the Austin Regional matches up with the winner of the UCLA Regional. Here's Brandon Bigodi. Freshman shortstop making his first pitching appearance.
And this is just J.D. Arteaga saying, we're not going to try to use another one. We know that have to play tomorrow.
What's your scouting report say?
Fastball. And don't try to throw it hard. Just you see the big league guys. I know that it's hard, especially for a young freshman kid to come in, probably pitched in high school, who's going to want to show off the arm. Don't get yourself hurt.
Here's Ty Long, and the first pitch at 90 misses 1-0. So UTSA has advanced to the Supers, and they'll take on the winner between UCLA and UC Irvine. I asked this question during the season. We had so much dominance from the SEC. And the SEC has won 5 consecutive national championships. Last year, the Men's College World Series consisted only of SEC and ACC teams. It seems a lot less likely now due to what's happening throughout college baseball and the chaos this weekend. What's better for the sport?
Yes. I think it's better for the sport, for everybody to be getting into that Omaha. I mean, last year it was different, of course. You talked about it, ACC, SEC. But I do like seeing, teams from, different leagues getting in.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
And they're showing, too. I mean, teams are showing up. You're getting the #1 seed out, #2 seed out. Look at, a Clemson team that was hosting out.
Away 3-2. One Sun Belt team is already into Supers. That's Coastal Carolina. For the first time ever, 2 Sun Belt teams hosting, being the Chanticleers and the Golden Eagles. Here's the 3-2. So as of now in the Supers, you've got Sun Belt, Big 12, 2 from the ACC. And there's ball 4 from Bigodi. Ben Higdon to the plate, bases loaded again. And the American Athletic Conference for the Roadrunners of UTSA. Fastball inside, 1-0. Into center field. Torres came in. Now will drip back. Drifts all the way to the edge of the track. Be deep enough to bring home Joey Urban. It's a 14-6 Southern Miss lead. Here's Tucker Stockman. I would counter our discussion with this. The sport is at its best when it gets the most eyeballs on it.
Yeah, very true.
The powerhouses that have been playing in Omaha, especially in the championship series, when it's in LSU, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Florida State over the years, those national brands seem to be the ones that bring the most eyeballs to the television screen and fill up the stadium. And I think that too is good for the sport.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to disagree with that at all. I mean, you saw it in last year's College World Series, a lot of eyeballs when you had 4 ACC and 4 SEC going at it. But there's something to be said too if, let's say, a Southern Miss can get into a super regional and get into Omaha, where all of a sudden you'll have all these new eyeballs maybe on a Southern Miss team. Miami hasn't been there in quite a while.
Well, should Southern Miss return, they'll ask the last person out of town to turn off the lights. But I think they might just pack up everybody and roll up there. This ball is touched deep left field off the bat of Stockman, and it is gone. Three-run home run for Tucker Stockman. He is turning into an RBI machine.
Well, gets a fastball up in the zone. And Tucker Stockman, off a position player, goes way gone.
They don't put position player in the box score, do they?
No, they do not. That's a home run. Listen, he's throwing 89, 90 miles an hour, too. So it's not like he's going up there and just flipping eephus pitches.
Single season home run record for Southern Miss, and they're blowing past that old mark.
I used to hate hitting off position players.
Why?
Because it was like if you got a hit, like of course you got a hit, but if he got you out, it was like, you just got out by a position player. It was a lose-lose situation.
When you nearly pitched in that game, what were you going to throw?
Oh, I was going to try to throw as hard as I possibly could. I wasn't going to mess around. I was going to rear back and let it loose.
You didn't have any secondary stuff in your pocket?
Oh, I had a split finger that I wanted to throw. I had a curveball. A.J. Burnett was teaching me how to throw a curveball. Hold it like a gun. Rip it there.
Teaching you like in the moment when you're
when we were outside like just shagging fly balls.
Okay,
I'm like, hey,
so
show me the curveball. I want to see your curveball. You had a good one. You had a good 12-6 curveball. I said, hey, show me how to throw it, and he taught me how to throw it.
Teach me how to throw something I'm never going to use unless I do.
Well, it's always fun to throw it. Look, when guys are warming up and you're kind of messing around, guys are throwing, curveballs. We're throwing split position players. We're throwing everything.
Degotti issues a walk. J.D. Arteaga is thinking about going back to the bullpen. And he'll do just that. The Degotti experiment comes to an end. Well, at least he had fun. And so did Tucker Stockman.
Well, he sure did. Doesn't matter who it's against. That's a home run and a 3-run at bat.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats.
It's hard to believe how much goodness you can get in one bite.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
When the monsters come, all you can do is scream.
You were the last person to see the president alive. Did you kill him?
They will never see us coming.
Better?
Yes, better. We can't get enough of the WNBA.
Dallas Wings select Paige Beckers.
With more stars and more heat than ever.
Ridiculous!
The WNBA on ESPN.
For just the second time in the last 26 years, the number 1 and 2 seeds both eliminated before we finished the regional round. Coastal Carolina became the first to punch its ticket to the Supers, breezed through the Conway Regional. And Wake Forest with a walk-off walk to force a Game 7 tomorrow in Knox Vegas. Rob Evans, junior out of Harlem, enters the game. 14th appearance. He was used the other night, came up big in a big moment. Got a big strikeout in a left-left matchup.
Rob Evans just coming in to see if he can get this last out. It's a good fastball. I'm a little surprised at bringing him into this situation, but understanding, you know what, just get this last out. Let us get our last AB.
Seth Smith at the plate. And he pulls it up the middle. Dorian Gonzalez Jr. gets the force at second. Nicely done. Last chance for Miami. 11 to tie, 12 for the win. It'll be the top of the order due up for the Canes.
This Friday, the greatest action franchise reloads. Rated R.
While they munch on Popeye's Crunch, Dante dreams away, missing out on all these new Louisiana flavor-rated wraps. Don't be like Dante.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
In your neighborhood, there's a place so good. It's so nice to be out of store meant for me.
80% lean ground beef is just $4.88 a pound. Athena melons are only 99 cents a pound. Lay's kettle cooked chips or rolled gold pretzels are just $2.88. Tyson chicken is only $6.98.
Welcome to Fairway, your Fairway family.
Your kid's brain with Allegra versus some allergy medications in the math quiz. Some allergy medications can make your kids drowsy.
1, 2, 3.
But Allegra is different.
7 times 51? No biggie. 357.
Ace. Well done.
Allegra is fast, non-drowsy allergy relief with 0% brain interference, so your kids can stay sharp at school. It's a no-brainer.
Last chance for Miami. And they're trying to end a string here. Their last 2 losses have been by double digits. Notre Dame 12-2 and Cal in the ACC tournament 12-2. Max Galvin at the plate for Miami. Or due up, I should say. This will be Todd Hudson. 6'6", 230-pound junior out of Lexington, South Carolina. A big dude.
He's a very big dude. It seems Miami's just emptying the bench, letting guys get at least an AB in regional play.
Hudson hadn't played since April 15th. Broken hamate in his right hand. He was their primary first baseman. And was just cleared a little over a week ago. Started his college career at Liberty. And you look at the streakiness of this Miami team, but the injuries factored in, it's easy to see why. Hudson retired. Gabby Gutierrez will get a chance to hit.
He got in that bat in yesterday's ball game, flew out to center field. Usually comes in late for defensive replacement.
Who do you think Miami starts on the mound?
That is a very good question. I've actually been kind of looking to see what they're going to do. I have no idea. I don't know if they're going to maybe start with a reliever, if they have somebody that they want to throw.
I mean, if they go that route, I don't think you want to start your closer, Brian Walters.
But Walters was a starter.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the year, he was their Sunday guy, so he is somebody that can start, and he has electric stuff.
Is Reese Lumpkin available? He's got 10 starts to his name. Little dribbler to the left side. Smith on the run. 2 down. I'm fairly confident that for Southern Miss, especially because they started closer Colby Allen today, that it will be a straight bullpen day and every man on deck that's available.
Yep. I think you would be right there.
Nolan Johnson getting a chance to hit here. J.B. Middleton wouldn't be available. Braden Harris, no. Matt Adams has already started this weekend. Adams may be available for relief. 2-out single. Remember, Adams started the first game of this regional and threw 75 pitches on Friday.
Now batting for Miami, second baseman Dorian Gonzalez Jr.
And Ty Long owns a couple of starts, but they may need him at shortstop. As if they're not able to get Ozzie Pratt back.
Really, to be, I think one that could be is for Miami.
Here's the 0-1. Curveball pulled foul.
I think Brian Walters would be probably a very good option for them.
Yeah.
I know you said Lumpkin, you know, possibility there. I haven't seen him.
11 runs would match Miami's second largest loss in NCAA tournament history. They lost to Florida in Omaha in 2015, 15-3. Nothing in 2 to Dorian Gonzalez Jr. 1-2 pitch. Ripped to right field. This one is foul. And everybody will return. We could have a busy day tomorrow. We'll have 5 regionals have already wrapped up tonight. That was close. Man,
boy.
oh man.
That's as close as you're going to get to that foul line. And I'm pretty sure that's painted on, not chalked on. So there's not going to be anything that comes up to let you know if it hit chalk.
Two to Gonzalez. Down to their last strike. And at the knees.
I'll tell you this, to be honest, I'm just really happy that that ball didn't hit him, because then they would say it was on purpose and the guy gets thrown out, and I would not want that. Right, we've already had warnings, and I definitely do not want that at this point.
That would carry suspension too. There's ball 4. Going back to the discussion of what Southern Miss does with its pitching tomorrow, I think it's really interesting. Obviously, we talked about the closer being available.
You're saying for Miami?
For Miami. Yeah, Walters being available to throw.
Yep.
Would you get more out of him by using him as a starter? Obviously, he's not going to be able to go 9. You're going to have to mix it up somehow. Sharply hit to short. Hot hop handled by Long and dug out by Russo. And we're all orbiting around Russo right now. He's the star of this game. Southern Miss pounds out 17 runs and 13 hits to force a decisive 7th game tomorrow night, or I should say tomorrow. We'll wait and see exactly what time and what network tomorrow's game will air on, but one team will be going on to the Supers and one team will be headed home.
I'll tell you what, this was all Southern Miss right from the get-go. Putting up 9 runs in that first. Joey Orban had himself quite a day. 2-homer game, 5 RBIs. But I'll tell you what, everybody's looking at Matthew Russo.
So as of right now, 10:31 Central, we have 3 Game 7s in college baseball tomorrow. Wake, Tennessee, UNC, Oklahoma, and this one, Southern Miss, Miami. Last 2 losses for Miami have been by more than 10 runs, but their last win was by 13. They'll do it for tonight. Special thanks to everybody who sent food up to the booth. Gabby Sanchez, I'm Tom Hart. We'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned for what time and what network. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you for Game 7.
to the table because I think my energy is infectious, and I'm just trying to motivate my teammates every single play that they make, our pitchers every single pitch, and because I think everyone gets better because of that. You build energy. I like when people energize me going up to the plate, so I'm just trying to give everything I can to the team.
You got hit by a pitch in the 8th inning. It caromed off your arm. It hit you in the face. You leave the game due to concussion protocol. Nobody